Welcome to this Royal News Live, Francis Page Media. Thank you guys for joining us again for this Royal News Live. We always come here to catch up with what has been going on in the world of our British royals. Testing sound to see if I'm clear. Let's have a look. Yes, let's wait for some of our friends to arrive so we can sort of have a bit of a catch up on what is been going on around our British royals. So welcome. Hi Jennifer, how are you? Thank you for joining this live stream. Francis Page Media here to share the latest that is going on in our British royals. The weather here in United Kingdom is very hot, very hot. Temperatures averaging around 28 degrees. It's been really hot here in the UK. Wherever you are, my dear friends, make sure you are all keeping very hydrated because we are not so much used to this sort of weather. Hi Lisa, thank you all for joining in. Welcome to this Royal News Live. I was actually meant to go live with Catherine as we usually do, but technology played up somehow and she hasn't been able to catch us this time round, but she will be again here probably tomorrow or Friday. But yes, thank you so much, guys. Always an honor to see you, Jennifer, Lisa, and many of you who are just joining us on this live stream. How have you been keeping, guys? How is life in general? How are you following up on British royals? Have you all caught up with those recent activities like that Japanese state visit? I think it was very lovely to see British royals back in action at Buckingham Palace, welcoming their counterparts from Japan. The Empress of Japan. Royals looked absolutely stunning. Again, another display of unity, hard work, committedness, support for each other amongst our British royals. But before we go into this live stream, guys, again, I would like to welcome all of you. Thank you so much. Your thoughts are always so appreciated. Drop them in the comments section below. Lisa says it's a lot cooler today. It's 93. Lisa, where are you based? Is that Canada, United States, or are you here in the UK? Guys, drop where you are from in the comments section below so that we can connect. Thank you so much for your support. Yes, so some not very good news, of course, recently with our royal family. Princess Anne got that accident whilst she was working on her farm in Gloucestershire. We know she has her love for horses, so she must have been having a routine walkabout or ride about on the estate up in Gloucestershire when she probably fell off the horse or got this kick from the horse. But reports have told us that she was transported safely to the hospital to get some treatment. Now, they said she got what they said was a concussion. We don't know how serious that was until we were told then that she was transported to hospital via an ambulance. They dispatched an helicopter, air ambulance to the site, but apparently it wasn't needed. So hopefully that was a sign that her injuries were not very, very life threatening. But of course, there is always going to be concern for something like that. We know Princess Anne as a very hard-working royal. She's very powerful, a woman, and of course, to end up in hospital, uh, which is very unusual for the Princess Anne, is a little bit concerning. But we are very hopeful that she is recovering so well. Recent reports have claimed that her husband, Sir Tim Admiral Lawrence, went to visit his wife in the hospital, Princess Anne, and he has told us that Princess Anne is recovering very well. She is sending us thanks for all the support. And Princess Anne was supposed to be present at the state banquet for the Japanese guests recently, but sadly she didn't make it. She wasn't able to be there because of this accident. Again, Princess Anne sent her well wishes to the king and to the rest of the royals uh, for a very successful event. So, very telling of how these royals are working together and supporting each other wherever they are. Uh, because for her to be in that situation and still send a message of well wishes to the royals as they conducted that state dinner is something to applaud of Princess Anne. But we hope, like most of you, well, all of you in the comments are saying, our prayers will help Princess Anne to get back to her fitness. I think the royal family, of course, are going to be filling this gap of Princess Anne's absence for these few days. We know how the royal family has been quite overstretched recently with engagements. Catherine, Princess of Wales, being out of action, the King's Diary being very carefully managed as well because he is still receiving that treatment. Prince William not out in full swing as well because he is technically still looking after his wife as well, Catherine, and the children at home as the Princess of Wales continues to recover. So there is that overstretching in terms of the activities of the royal family and the number of engagements given the few working royals that are there at this point. So yes, Princess Anne's missing out is going to impact the royal family going forward with engagements. She was due to go to Canada, so that has been called off for now. Princess Anne was supposed to go to Scotland again, so that has also been called up for now until she recovers. So you can see that, yeah, she is definitely highly missed, and we hope she recovers very soon to come back into action. Yes, welcome every single one of you again. Sunset, let's go, let's go. Yes, Lisa, thank you guys and for the support for this Royal News channel. Francis Page Media, those of you who have been here with us from day one will know how we have really, really pushed this channel to get it to where it is today. It's been very, very busy recently with those royal activities, the trooping of the color, now the state banquet, just when we think that the royals are going to take a break of some sort, and there another engagement pops up. And we know some of these engagements have sort of been put back because of, you know, the King's health, Catherine, Princess of Wales. Most of these would also have been engagements that were pushed ahead because of COVID times. So the royal family is trying to cover up, try to catch up with the diary. And so there is going to be a lot of stepping out there, in the coming few months when the king fully recovers. And hopefully we get to see Catherine, Princess of Wales, as well, back into action. She gave us a glimpse of her return by making that magical appearance at the balcony. So we have hope that great things are going to be happening again very, very soon. But to go back to the state visit that has just happened recently, thank you so much, Jennifer. And I appreciate your support as well, guys. Every single one of you, you are doing such a great job. Lisa comes from California, Southern California. She says, hi, how is California down there? It should be very hot right now in those areas, because we know when it's summer, it's real summer. And it's very interesting actually, because UK is always craving for, days like these ones, some bit of sunshine, hotness, but when it comes, we get fed up with it within 2 days or 3 days, because it again gets very, very hot. But sunny days are always going to be very, very lovely. Keep hydrated wherever you are, guys, and keep that support coming. So, the British royals recently welcomed their Japanese counterparts, Japan, the Empress of Japan. It was such a beautiful engagement, very, very mellow. All the royals turned up in their simplicity, elegance, and you could see a lot of hard work was at play, a lot of working together. The Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie, we had Edward, Sophie's husband, all of them working very, very tirelessly on the day to make the day a success. Prince William, of course, the heir to the throne, was very much there, again giving support to his father, King Charles, and Queen Camilla, to ensure that everything goes very, very well. That is the spirit of the royal family. And we know that a lot is going on in the country right now, with the general elections around the corner as well. And but that did not stop the royal family from, again, taking that center stage in ensuring that nothing comes into the way of them welcoming their counterparts successfully in the way they did. So have you guys caught up with that event yet? Surely we missed Catherine, Princess of Wales, on this event. She sent her well wishes to the king. But we are very much sure that Catherine was present at heart, at spirit, because she is always very supportive of the royal family, and she must have obviously been behind her husband's great turn up on the day. So, these royals are working even in absence. Each one of them is still very much involved in whatever is going on around the royal family. Yes, so aside of that, we know that the king has a few upcoming engagements. I think some of those will involve the king going to France for a state visit. So this engagement today was recently was sort of a warm-up engagement for the king. A lot more is still coming up. And we also hear that the king and queen are actually planning a trip to Australia. Now that is going to be very, very exciting, very interesting. It's been a while since royals traveled to Australia, especially the king. And it is going to be extremely important, a trip at this very time, of course, when support for the royal family has sort of been a little bit shaky in some of these places, these countries recently. We know that Australia is a strong member of the Commonwealth. So we are hoping that they do welcome King Charles, Queen Camilla, and show again love and compassion to the king as they have always done. Because King Charles technically is still the head of state for, the Commonwealth. So guys in Australia, look forward to King Charles and Queen Camilla's visit. I think the dates haven't been confirmed yet, but insiders, of course, are telling me that there is a trip to Australia from the King and Queen. Now, any one of you in the comments section who is from Australia, share your thoughts on what you think that trip will be like. Now, we know Catherine Arroyo Leota, our friend we usually go live on here, is from Australia, and she would probably tell us how the mood will be like for the royals, coming down to Australia. Now, this coincides with a rumor we had recently that Meghan and Harry were also planning a trip to Australia, a private visit to Australia. Whether that is true or not, we don't know yet, but these rumors from some of these sources, we are claiming that the two runaway royals could be heading down to Australia. Now, of course, their PR machine is also working. The Sussex PR machine is working, and they always want to keep Meghan and Harry in the limelight. They want to keep these stories, keep them coming out to make them stay relevant, of course. But I don't think Meghan and Harry could even attempt to go to Australia because they know how much they are disliked in Australia. And not when King Charles and Queen Camilla are also planning to visit Australia. That will be the biggest mistake that Meghan and Harry will ever make, if at all that is true. And I don't think King Charles can even allow that. This is one of those things where the king will denounce okay, Meghan and Prince Harry if indeed they attempt to bypass him and go to Australia. Australia is a very, very strong member of the Commonwealth, and they would not entertain any unofficial engagements, whether these are private or unofficial, like Meghan Markle and Prince Harry did when they visited Nigeria. So they can afford to do that in Nigeria, but they can't play about with Australia. And if you follow the Australian Sky News channel, these conversations have always been, discussed, and how Australia is a no-go, and how Meghan and Harry have no place in Australia, especially after all that they have been doing against the royal family and that sort of thing. But drop your thoughts, guys, in the comments section below. Do you think Australia can welcome Meghan and Prince Harry if they choose to go? And what would be their motive of visiting Australia anyway? They have no business there. I don't think they have any major organizations they are coming to visit in Australia. So is it Meghan and Harry wanting to visit Nigeria to sort of sabotage the king's upcoming visit to the country? What could be their motive? What could be the reason for them putting out a story like that one? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. William is awesome. Father and husband should make a great king. I agree 100%. And Australia is fine without Harry and Meghan. Well, they have always made it very clear. Australia, very, very great friends Australia is with the British royal family, and of course, such an important member of the British Commonwealth. Keep flying our flag, Australians out there, in the comments section below. And your support, guys, we really, really need it. The royal family has never needed uh, support than it needs it now, especially with all that is going on. Princess Anne recovering from hospital, Catherine, Princess of Wales, the King, you know, and all the senior royals who are stepping out there tirelessly to still keep the royal family working. So again, we are keeping our eyes open to see what is going to be coming up with regards to Meghan Markle, Prince Harry's return to the UK. We heard recently that they are planning a comeback to the UK. Prince Harry wants to come and meet the King to discuss. I don't know what he is going to be discussing, but sources were claiming that Prince Harry really missed the trooping of the colour, that he was very, very sad not to have been part of it. And apparently he felt like crying. He was very, very heartbroken for not being present in the UK to say well wishes to Catherine, Princess of Wales, and say and show support for, you know, the Princess of Wales' first return since Christmas. These sources are telling us that, you know, Prince Harry, where he is in United States, is regretting not actually being able to be present on royal engagements like, you know, the trooping of the colour, all these state functions we are seeing right now. Prince Harry was so much used to, you know, being at the center of welcoming guests, being in the limelight, you know, all of these things. Prince Harry can't be them now because of the path he took. Okay. So it must have been very heartbreaking for him to watch this glory of the royal family, the trooping of the colour, the balcony appearances, and how actually the royal family moved on without, you know, them these days. When you look at how the events have gone on with you know, with no single mention of, you know, Harry, and, you know, the nation did not miss Harry, Meghan Markle. All of these things are actually putting sense in, you know, Prince Harry, and what a very, very bad path he took. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments section below. Do you think Prince Harry can actually apologize for what he did and, you know, try and make mend those bridges with the royal family? Okay, because these stories we hear, and some of these stories are actually from sources that we could believe in. You know, Prince Harry feeling very, very isolated this moment, with not being able to spend big days like, you know, the ones we have seen the royal family spend recently with the royals. Okay, hi Rachel Mendoza, thank you so much. Lisa says this is Harry's pattern, sad one day full of anger, the next day. Exactly, you couldn't have said it any better than you have, Lisa. Wherever you are, guys, thank you for joining us on this live. We are literally having a bit of a royal news catch up. And for those of you who've just joined us, the royal family recently welcomed their Japanese counterparts on that state banquet. All royal family members, senior royals coming together to orchestrate another very successful day. Uh, we have Princess Royal Anne, who is sadly still in hospital recovering from a horse incident. We are told she was kicked by a horse while walking on her estate in Gloucestershire. That is the north western part of England, close to Bristol, for those of you who know United Kingdom so well. And she is in a hospital up in Bristol. We are told that she will be, she's being closely monitored by hospital staff, and her husband, Sir Tim Admiral Lawrence, just told us from a visit to see his wife that Princess Anne is now recovering very, very well. Great to see you, Catherine. And such an honor to see you here again, Catherine. Apologies for that live together that hasn't worked out today. Technology played up somehow. But hey, we are here, okay? And we can hopefully do that live tomorrow or Friday. But Catherine, share your thoughts on what you think about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's rumored, if that's the word, rumored visit to Australia. We are told that they are planning visiting your country. What is the mood like in Australia? Are they talking about it? Please let us know what you think about Meghan and Harry's intended trip there. We know that the King and Queen are due at some point to travel to Australia. So could Meghan and Harry be putting out these statements to sort of try and overshadow or, sabotage the King's upcoming visits? Because we know these two are capable of doing anything to grab that attention. Catherine there in the comments is from Australia. So tell us, Kathy, what you think about that rumored visit. Francis, do you have pictures of you in your uniform you can show us? Yes, indeed, I do. And I think I showed those photographs a few weeks ago. There is a live we did, I don't think you were on this live at the time, but I will show you some of those photos indeed very, very soon. And yes, Catherine tells us they are disliked intensely here in Australia. Australia don't want them. Keep that spirit, Australians. We do admire your support, and you know how you play such a huge role in the success of the British monarchy. So thank you so much for the support, and please do whatever you can to stop those two from sabotaging our King's upcoming trip to Australia. We have heard that they can go wherever they want. The question is, will someone in Australia pay for their trip because they expect others to pay for them? Lisa, that is very, very well said. In Nigeria, where they visited, we heard that nearly 100% of their trip was fully funded by the Defense Ministry in Nigeria. We don't know the sort of business they did with Nigeria for them to be, of course, funded on that trip. It was said previously that they were traveling to Nigeria to talk about their Invictus Games and Ashwell Foundation and what the foundation had done to some of the organizations that are based in Nigeria. But none of that was actually highlighted in their visit. We didn't hear anything about the Invictus Games being mentioned, apart from seeing Meghan Markle travel to this school wearing that outfit that caused a lot of controversy in a school that they are actually not funding. So it is as if their visit was just a visit to sort of benefit Meghan and her, alleged 43% Nigerian heritage, and, and probably get photographs for their Netflix. We know that they are so much under pressure to release another episode of Netflix because they were paid uh, money. They were paid and they were expected to produce about 3 or 4 episodes. They haven't even gone anywhere near to the number of episodes they are supposed to be releasing under that contract. So much pressure for them to develop material for their Netflix. So this trip would probably be giving them images and things to say that they have done and how they've traveled around the world in the name of development, education, and women equality, and all of that sort of thing. Now, Pamela Kelly says, we don't want the two grifters here in Australia. Thank you so much, Pamela. And Lisa again, so I've seen that. Yes, so Australia seems to be a place that is no home to Meghan and Harry. And I think the same thing applies to New Zealand, Canada. These states already know what these two have done to the royal family and the damage, okay, that is always going to stay. And I don't think they will be welcomed in any of the Commonwealth states. Now, Prince Harry, as we have heard, is intending to come and see his father at some point, and he felt very sad not having been invited to the Trooping of the Colour. You can see, according to these reports and stories, and how Prince Harry actually went into hiding for some days following the King's Trooping of the Colour. That is something you'd usually see from somebody who is starting to reflect on their actions and how actually those actions are starting to dig deep into Prince Harry's thoughts. Catherine says the royal family still has a lot of support in Australia. The Harkles are viewed as badgers. They will always be looked at looked at in the same way. And recently we have seen Meghan and Harry's popularity plummet even further. It has fallen from those small figures, numbers, to even an all-time low. And this is, of course, because of people constantly discovering something sinister about these two. Meghan Markle launched that strawberry jam thing of hers, which has never taken off, and we know why it will never take off. She will always struggle to push these projects through again. This brings us back to how she treated the royal family and how people are very skeptic with, with not trusting these two. Okay. The other thing we heard recently about Meghan Markle is the fact that even her dad, what's her dad's name? Markle. That name, I can't remember. Thomas, is it Thomas Markle? Yes. His recent cries, reaching out to King Charles, okay, to have a word with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle regarding how they have actually not only mistreated the royal family, but also Meghan Markle's dad, the man who is going to be celebrating his 80th birthday very soon in hospital, still crying for being mistreated by a daughter he cared for so much, he loved so much. He hasn't spoken to Meghan and Harry for nearly 6 years. He hasn't seen his grandchildren 8 years in such poor health that Thomas Markle is in at 80. Not seeing his grandchildren is, of course, going to be very painful. And his cry is for the king to have a word with, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, to change and start behaving like humans. That story is trending. Very, very sad. If Meghan can treat her own dad like that. Children always want to spend some time with their grandfathers. But I'm wondering, how could even Prince Harry fail at least to talk to his wife and say, right, listen, your dad has done nothing wrong. Why don't we take the kids? I don't know what is wrong with those kids that they can't take them to places to see their relatives, their cousins, and this is why people are asking, are these children real? Are they there? Is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry the real biological parents of these children? Why are they invisible? Why can't they even show their progress? The other day they held their birthday, and we are constantly seeing the same old pictures featured in birthday celebrations. So people are doubting whether those children even exist. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, my dear friends, in the comments section below? And Catherine is asking, do you think the king will respond to Thomas's appeal? I don't think the king will do, because again, that will open up a can of, it will open up more questions, and this will probably give Meghan and Harry that advantage of, being talked about by the king and all of that sort of stuff. More content to write about by their PR machines and all of that stuff. So I think if there is going to be any response, maybe it will be behind the scenes. We wouldn't get to know about these things, publicly. But from the other parental grandfather point of view, King Charles and Thomas Markle share so many things. Okay, they are both, at a time when it is important to spend time with their grandchildren. And we know that their health isn't, the best. So in any way the king would, would get that, chance to reach out to Meghan Markle and, Thomas Markle, and send well wishes and all of that sort. I think he will do it, but more quietly, and it would maybe be a case of, I haven't seen my grandchildren either. But again, that's what Meghan and Prince Harry are. They are, they have that heart, really. What are your thoughts, guys? Leave them in the comments. Now, Lisa said, here in the States, if anyone else had 2 children that were never seen, Child Protective Services would be called. That is very interesting, actually, Lisa, that you have mentioned that. Do you think Child Protection Service needs to step in and, and try and air out some of these issues going on? Or I think this is more of a private issue, more of a family issue that needs to be sorted out between the Markles themselves. It's very, very sensitive, these issues. I know many people have been demanding for birth certificates of those children to be released, especially Lilibet, but that has since fallen on deaf ears. I don't think we shall ever get to see those certificates. Raquel Mendoza, yes, do a welfare check and check on the dogs. Very, very sad though to see these two behave in a way they do. To see Meghan treat his father like that. That man loved her daughter so much. We saw all these photographs of Meghan Markle growing up with her father, and you know how she used to actually praise her father for being a loving dad. And what does he get in return? He gets Meghan Markle and how brutal she is. Not, you know, reciprocating all of that love that her dad showed her. And Prince Harry is one person that we are still wondering what sort of man he is, because he seems to be powerless. He can't do anything apart from just carrying Meghan's handbag anywhere. He can't seem to pass those decisions and say, right, Meghan, you know, I'm going home. I'm taking these kids to see my dad, because Prince Harry really should be the man driving decisions in this home. King Charles shouldn't be demanding to see those kids. It is Prince Harry's responsibility to initiate those moves. Those kids did nothing wrong. If Meghan and Harry claim they were not treated well, you know, it was them, not the kids. Those kids deserve to go and see their roots, spend time with their cousins, their nephews, their nieces, because this is the next generation of those young royals growing up. It is more like Meghan and Prince Harry are being very selfish and not wanting to secure a bright future for their children. Because let's face it, if William steps onto the throne now, and King Charles doesn't see those kids, things are going to get more and more complicated. And I don't think that these two will actually be recognized in the royal family in the next coming years, with how they have gone AWOL all this time. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments section below. And should Prince Harry start acting like a man, because at the moment he seems to be controlled by Meghan Markle? Because if I was in Prince Harry's shoes, okay, those kids would have come to see King Charles, their grandfather, a long time ago. Okay, those kids would be spending Christmas at Balmoral with the rest of the family. Meghan Markle can stay in the United States, you know, no wahala, no one is forcing her to come back. She can stay there. But those kids, if they are really royal kids born by Meghan, Prince Harry, they are entitled to come back every year to spend time. They're entitled to be at their grandfather's trooping of the color. They are entitled to spend, you know, all of these festive holidays, summer holidays, mixing freely with their nieces, nephews here, because this is their family. These are their roots. They can't be royals who are AWOL, who are unseen. Okay. Sorry for the kids, but their parents have sealed their fate. Stay away from England. Every rap. I agree. They need to double check. Yeah, Rendo, California, CPS is the worst. They are too lazy to go check. It's very, very interesting. And these conversations, we can go on and on and on about, you know, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry and their children. And it seems as though they are not reading into this. They are not listening. Okay. Because this is what Meghan, this is what Harry are. Meghan Markle is so used to this sort of thing, you know, not being in touch with people, you know, broken family. We see how she's getting on with her own sisters, her family, and this is how she's even raising her children to be out of touch with their family. It is very, very sad when you look at it, actually. And Prince Harry, having grown up in a very, very well established family, you know, very respectful, to end up in that fracas of Meghan Markle is very, very sad. And it's more like he's got his hands and legs both tied. He can't do anything. He's just so blindsided that he can't even think. Yes, your thoughts in the comments section below, guys. Thank you so much for your support for this Royal News channel. I haven't posted any videos for a while because I decided to take a break from posting videos following that very, very busy day of the Trooping of the Colour. But I will be back into action very soon. I'm going to start doing these lives quite regularly, and I have Catherine here, who usually comes with me on these lives. Catherine, again, thank you so much. And any of you members in the chats, if you feel like you want to come together with us on these live streams, yes, let us know and we get you in. This is our channel. It's for us to share these thoughts and try and keep the flags high for the British royal family because of the great work they have done for communities out there. The Prince Trust, which is King Charles's very, very successful charity, has done a lot helping young people with, you know, building successful careers, supporting charities out of poverty, women and children, you know, to get good upbringings and healthy homes, all of that sort of thing. We would like to see that legacy continue. That's why we support the royal family. And then we have Prince William's Earthshot project, which is also sweeping across the globe in promoting those good environmental practices. Again, you can see why we are so much in love with the royal family for the work they do. Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her early childhood projects, young mothers, and ensuring that those very first few years of a child's development remain very, very, you know, successful, you know, to see young ones grow up into very healthy and, you know, very healthy and wonderful individuals. So again, you can see why we support the royal family. And of course, mental health issues, domestic violence, and all of that sort of thing, supported through the Royal Foundation, again, is doing incredible work for communities out there. The Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie, and of course her love for the women, okay, who are suffering domestic violence, and how she is helping them cope with those challenges. We have the animal trusts that are also being supported by the royal family. There is a lot the royal family is doing. Queen Camilla. So we want to keep these, you know, royals, you know, out there working, and the only way we can do that is to give them all the support that we can. So let's keep the flag very, very high. Any thoughts in the comment section below? Nakin says children and Meghan's cash now, no harm will come to them. I agree with you. Everup, thank you. We have Lily Page, hi. Thank you so much for the support. Truly appreciate. Lisa says, remember how Princess Diana worked so very hard on many charities? Yes, we do. and those charities are still very much being supported through the Royal Foundation. We'll have to go somewhere, knock on the front door. What an annoying morning talk tomorrow, Francis. Stay fabulous. Thank you so much. Catherine, always so appreciated for your support and being here. Always we'll catch up in that live stream very soon. Hopefully technology works out for us. Please do more collaborations with others, YouTubers you'd love to see there among the MakeZ community. Yes, Eva Rapp, thank you so much for highlighting that. I think I did one recently with Paula M. She is a very, very strong monarchist, and she is always, of course, exposing Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's dirty work. So all of that is in the pipeline. Thank you so much, Ivy Rapp, for pointing that out. But yeah, we are a community here. And before I wrap up this live stream, because it's getting very late here in the UK, I would like again to say that keep your prayers for Princess Anne as she recovers from that nasty kick from the horse, we were told. And we would like to see her back into action very, very soon. The king is planning his trip to France, and we hear there is an upcoming trip to Australia, so we are very excited. Every time these royals step out on those royal visits, we enjoy following up on them and how they are treated, and of course the outfits and all of that. Catherine, Princess of Wales, showed up last time, yeah, for the first time since we last saw her on Christmas. That was really exciting. It was great to see her in great, in the way she turned up after going through such challenging times with her, cancer scare. It was great to see her smile. And I think for us royalists, that was a glimpse of hope that she is on the mend. She will be coming back very soon. We haven't received any update on when she will fully get back to those engagements, but there is no need to rush in. We want her to get as much rest as she can to be able to come back stronger, and we hope that she can use this summer period to recover as well. And as for Meghan and Harry, we know they wouldn't be making any progress until they actually start taking advice. They apologize for what they did. They stop playing victimhood like they always do. And Prince Harry needs to wake up and come back to his senses. I mean, we know that he will never be accepted back in the royal family as a working royal, but he can do better by starting to actually clean up his acts, by starting to keep more in touch with a family that made him what he is today. Okay, instead of whatever he's doing now, going on these engagements without actually respecting the values and the norms of the royal family. They should stop using those royal titles in the way they are doing, because they were stopped from actually doing any active work in the name of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Those royal titles are supposed to stay silent. Okay, but when they step out and make these introductions of the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex, that is not allowed. They are using those titles very wrongfully, and you, my friends, will all agree with that. And it is actually very telling of how they can't survive without royal titles. That is very telling of how Meghan Markle is still very much relying on those royal titles for her businesses. We know how she used that royal emblem on her strawberry jam, business, and how they adopted this Sussex.com and the royal colors and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They are not supposed to do all of that. They are Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and not the Duke and Duchess of Sussex being flowered out there on engagements, on documents, on signings, and all of that sort of thing. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments section below. But thank you guys for being present here on this show and for sharing your thoughts. I'm very, very honored to always have you here. Those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to this channel. Put that notification bell on, because that is how you will always get notified when these videos are live. I know of actors that hold titles but do not go by that title, have the title in the credits. Exactly, Lisa. Thank you so much for pointing these out. And very briefly before we go, how had we forgotten to talk about Prince William's dance at Taylor Swift show? Did you guys see that? I think that was amazing. Seeing Prince William do those moves up on that in the stadium was so amazing. Very rarely we see royals, do that. But that showed what a very kind, natural person Prince William is, and his ability to actually come and enjoy, have fun. Okay, we know that he's very close, very, very, very close to Taylor Swift. Sometime back, they did that song together with Bon Jovi and Taylor Swift. And since then, they have remained in touch. So it was great to see Prince William again dancing to Taylor Swift. And of course, that selfie photograph Taylor Swift had with Prince William, very telling of how Taylor Swift loves the royal family, and that must have really hurt Meghan and Harry, because apparently Taylor Swift, sometime back before Spotify cancelled Meghan Markle's podcasts, turned down Meghan Markle's invitation to appear on Meghan Markle's podcast. She really did, because Taylor Swift allegedly does not believe and like what Meghan and Prince Harry are doing against their own family. So this was more like Taylor Swift posing in that selfie and saying, hey, listen, Meghan and Harry, these are the real royals. These are people we choose to come and spend time with, not yourselves. And yes, thank you, Mark. Thank you. It's great to see you here. Hi, send my greetings to our lovely Gwendoline out in New Zealand. Keep our flag very high for our British royals, Mark. I always see you on my videos. Your support is highly appreciated, my brother. If you get close to him, please tell him to fly with his family, that is Mendoza, and to be careful, be safe. Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. And what are your thoughts on Prince William's recent appearance on Taylor Swift's show? That selfie that went viral, and actually apparently Taylor Swift was heard telling revealers that he is a great fan of Prince William, Catherine, the royal family, and would do a gig in future again, inviting all the royals. A hint that Taylor Swift could actually perform on one of those very big events that the royal family will be celebrating in the near future. So let's keep our eyes open. Right, guys, I think I've been with you long enough today. I will be coming back to this live again, I think, on Friday. And let's hope our Catherine will be available for live together. But as Lisa, I think, was it Lisa or um, was it Evie Rapp said, get some lives together with other YouTubers who support the royal family. I have taken on that advice and we shall again plan something like that. But also, my dear friends, in the comments section below, if you want to go live together, if you want to join us in these conversations, again, leave your thoughts, comments, leave your emails in the comment section below. We will always invite you in to share your thoughts with us. But from me today, thank you guys so much for being here with us and for catching up with these wonderful royal news stories. Let us keep in touch and please take care of yourselves. Bye bye, guys.